Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Oh wow, mija, whole new look.
A whole new look.
Wow, new hair. Who this?
Who
Nails
who
done,
am
hair
I?
done, everything did. Nails done. Drake has a song for every moment. I swear.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
Yeah, you feel fancy, huh, mija?
I sure do. When I walk out and I get my hair done, I'm like, hold up.
Yeah, you be feeling yourself.
Yes, I do.
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my
Feeling myself. Feeling myself. Yeah, for
How
sure.
often do you get your hair did?
I haven't done it in a hot minute because I was just like over the color and like I cut it. But like every 6 weeks or so, because I'm just gonna keep it dark now. I'm just
What?
over trying to do blonde and all that stuff.
Does your man pay for your hair?
No, but he pays for like the other more important, larger things in life.
And Nicole's like, I play it safe.
Yeah.
I feel that, mija. I feel that. But shout out to all the men out there that be paying for girls' hair, nails,
Gross.
all
Yeah.
that.
Mani pedi, lashes.
Hey, I'm all for you getting something out of something. Men want something, you should get something in return as well. I'm not referring to you, I'm just speaking in general.
In general, yeah.
Like
For sure.
I worked the other day. I'm not gonna say her name because I know she listens. I know you listen, but
That's the problem now is that as you know, now you got to be like,
yeah. I know she listened because she was like the other day. She was like, "Sorry, sorry, no lo siento, no lo siento." Like, okay, like you listen, like you have to. The only way you know that is if you listen to the YouTube, right? So yeah. So I guess I guess the homie at work was like, "Oh, you haven't had any in a minute, just say yeah to this guy." And I'm just like, I told her, "Don't say yeah if he ain't giving you nothing." I was like, if he ain't paying for nothing, if he ain't doing nothing, don't just give it up. Like, stop. If you already gone a cool few months, then okay, if this person not gonna change anything in your reality, then nah, nah. Better be worth it. Better be worth it. It's like, nah. I was like, at least a nice meal. That's the least, somewhere nice. Not no Olive Garden or Red Lobster. I'm talking about,
nice.
Nah. If you're gonna give it up, at least make them take you to Nobu or something. Go somewhere expensive.
Sushi.
Expensive, yo. It better be over $100 easy. Like your plate should be at least $120. Get a tomahawk steak. You feel me?
Get the tomahawk.
Get some wagyu. Nah, mija.
Get it.
Yeah.
Get that sashimi platter.
It's transactional. It's always transactional. We be fronting like it's not. It's transactional. Sex is transactional. Not all the time, but guys ain't just spending money for nothing. Like we're spending money in hopes that y'all give it up, And yeah, we might take y'all out and spend money on you guys one day, and then we might do it a second time, and if the second time you still don't give it up, then yeah, we're not gonna keep getting played. Like, nah. And at the same time, once we get it as men, we don't hit y'all up anymore. Sometimes, it's just
cold-blooded.
It's funny. It's funny, but it's just the way life is.
That's the way of the game.
Yo no hago las reglas, mija. Ya son así. Ya es así el juego.
I like that.
Yo no hago las reglas, mija. Ya es así el juego. Así son estas levitas. You ever heard that word, levita? Leva. Leva. Is that a bad word? I don't think it's a bad word, is it?
What?
Leva? You never heard that word?
No.
Like, what up, leva?
Oh,
Mexican slang.
Mexican slang.
Yeah. So besides getting your hair did, how's your week been, mija? I mean, that's not so long ago we spoke, but how's your...
Right. It's been, I feel like I've had a very busy week this week.
Well, not even your week, just your month. How's your month been?
My month has been teaching the workshop, working with clients, Working with the intern on social media.
Oh man, that's never ending.
Yeah. So, and then cooking. And then, like, it's kind of funny, but I've been trying to make new recipes, but then I always have my recipes that I fall back on. And I love making wonton soup.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like making the little wontons today.
Uh-huh.
And I had the laundry going and I had something else going. And I was like, you know what? I was like, wow, girl, you're awesome. I was like,
sometimes it's hard to start like cooking new recipes because you know it's gonna be time consuming because you kind of have to like go step by step, and it's easy to do something you already know the steps by heart and just get it over with.
Exactly. Like when it's a new recipe, you're like, how much? Is that enough? But then when when you're comfortable cooking, you're just like, magic. There it is. Ahí está.
Not for real. That's true. That's true. I've actually had an interesting last few days just because I was really just reminiscing on my whole personal year, you know?
Yeah.
I was reminiscing on, wow, it's really been a year since my last birthday. It's been a year since I really, spoke with my dad, that I interacted with my dad, that I turned up with my dad. And it's so crazy how, like, everything post his death just seems like time's just... I said this a few weeks ago where time just feels so warped right now. It feels like it's going by so fast. And also, like, obviously doing Siento, it just keeps you distracted because it's like, you're dropping once a week.
Yeah, for sure.
Once a week you have to be in here. I mean, thinking about, content, pláticas. Just it's a lot. Especially since we're still the ones that are doing a majority of it. So... just, I don't know, maybe if I didn't have this right now, I don't know how I would be distracted. If I wasn't potting right now, I don't even know how I would be. I don't know if I would still be dragging out this year because the year hasn't been feeling like it's dragging out. This year really I've just been feeling like, we're already, October's basically done already and it just started. It's already done actually because it's already November 2nd. Feliz Día De Los Muertos. But... I was sitting back today and I'm just like, wow, it's been a whole year. When and obviously, to me, like, it's my favorite holiday. My birthday's my favorite holiday, right? It is, really, it really is. That's how selfish I am. But I just think it's just dope because it's like a new year. It's your own, obviously, it's your own personal new year.
Right. That's what it is, for sure.
So I started thinking, I'm like, damn, what did I accomplish in just this year? And this year, I mean, we did a lot. I did a lot this year. I ain't even gonna lie. I did a lot.
You did a lot,
and there's still a lot to be done. It's not to say, okay, this is all I'm. Nah, there's still so much to accomplish and get done. But the year that I've had emotionally to keep going and still keep showing up and like, nah, it's just. I'm proud of myself, and if no one's gonna tell me, I'm gonna tell myself.
I'm proud of you. You've been doing great.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, we doing it over here.
We doing it over here, man. We turned up.
For reals.
And sorry, no lo siento, because I don't.
So, I heard someone at the store. This is so random. Somebody was like, she was just walking and like she had bumped into someone, but she didn't appear to be a native Spanish speaker, but you just never know these days. But she was like, she had like, someone had bumped her and she was like, no lo siento. And I was like,
you should have been like, can you say that again? Phone
I
out.
know. I was just like, interesting.
¿Qué dijo?
¿Cómo? Say that again, please.
Nah, I'm very just happy at how the year turned. Well, I am happy on how my personal year turned out because it could have gone worse. I could have gave up. I could have just been down a whole different path that really could have been.
Right.
Because that's how impactful this death was to me. Like it was still very impactful. What I'm saying, but it just proves to me. It shows me how strong of a person I am, and I don't like comparing myself to other people, but yeah. I see my willpower, my discipline to not let it consume me. I see all that and depression and sadness. It didn't seem fun, so I got scared and I was like, let's not go down this path because it was so easy to go down that path. And I've said that many times, but I'm just still showing up. I'm still putting in work. I'm still grinding and and 2023 it's time to take it to the next level, legally. It's a lot of different avenues to take this down. Well, to keep growing it, because right now I think a majority of this year was really building like the show, you know, like really coming together and forming it and making it a thing and
molding it.
That's what it's been the rest, you know, started May. So yeah, since May to now, it's been that and
building. Yeah, we're
always gonna have those hiccups, but I think the closer we're getting to 2023, like, you know, now I have someone that's really pulling up, you know, and helping me. Now, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think like that the team that I desire and that I'm looking for, I think 2023
it's formulating.
2024, I think is when it's really gonna be formed where I'm gonna have people already to call and have here, and like it's gonna be more set in stone. I think 2023 is still gonna be a lot of trial and error with people, but what I think before I was just trying to find anybody and trying to stick with them, but I think now I'm just realizing to just go with the process, even with people, like just fill them out, and because now I know what I expect now, and every time someone doesn't work out with me or if something doesn't work, I see, okay, this is why it didn't work. I need this now. Now I know that I need people to prioritize my brand. Like, you coming into this means that this has to be yours as well. And I don't mean like you make the calls, but I mean you have to think about this. You know, you always have to be like, okay, what can I do next for OB? You know, what kind of ideas can we come up with? What, you know, I should pitch this to Chris. I should do this. If you're not thinking about this all the time, then why bring you in? I've been doing everything with just, you know, a few people. The few people we have, I've been doing it. If anything, like, I'll bring you along to do certain things for OB. You know, there's certain things that now I just like, now I know I'm being more careful of who I pick. But I think that's the trial and error of, you know, people coming in and out.
Yeah.
And I can't just have, I'm done having expectations with people. Talking is one thing. Actions is another thing. So now that's another thing too that I pay attention to. I don't want to hear about what you can do or what you can bring to the table. That's cool. First meeting we have or sit down we have, and that's what you're bringing. Cool. Like, sell me. But then after the second time we start meeting, and third time we start meeting, and you're still selling me and you're still not showing me, then nah. At some point I have to be okay. I don't see. There's no action. Action. So it's been one of those years of really just, obviously I always start reflecting heavy when the closer I get to my birthday. I know the night of my birthday and the day before my birthday, I'm gonna be on the balcony. You know, well, I'm in Miami right now, but you know, we're kind of in the future a little bit. But
yeah,
right now, you know, I can see myself on the balcony, lighting one up, probably crying, but like crying of maybe just not even not crying as like sad, probably just crying because of the reflecting on the year and really just thinking back of how the year has been, and just reminiscing on the pod journey, because now it's like set in stone that this is really what I want to do, and that this year is really where I stepped into that. It's really, I stepped into my potting bag in a whole different level, you know. So I right now I can just picture myself balcony, seeing the marina, because we're by the marina, you know, blunt smoke, lit up. My cousin right here next to me, probably bumping some music. Yeah, it's a vibe. And then I'm excited I'm excited because, you know, my mom's pulling up. Yeah, my mom's pulling up.
Hey.
Mama. So that means my bathroom's gonna get cleaned. Hey.
Wow. When was the cleaning episode?
OP.
True story though.
No lo siento.
I don't.
Every time I clean my bathroom, I'm like, I wonder how Chris's toilet's doing.
Nah, but see, now you got me messed up, mija. Nah. Because tampoco it's not going to be all nasty, because I'm still sitting on this. And the toilet's visible. I'm looking at it, so I don't want to look at something dirty. And my shower is not like, if it was super dirty, I would clean it. It's just me. It's one person showering one time a day, you know, like... It's not like I have a family coming, like, you know, 3 people showering in a bathroom. There's not a bunch of girls that shower here like that either. So there's no hair everywhere, you know, like. Right. Yeah. It's not like it's one person. There's one person in this house. So how dirty can it really be? If anything, it's just dusty. A lot of dog hair sometimes, but that I keep up with because that's visible. I see it and it bugs me. I hate dog hair everywhere. So, yeah, nah.
It's like floating.
But mom's coming, so she about to go detail clean. She about to, ooh, I'm gonna come back from Miami and the house looking spotless.
It's gonna be so nice.
I'm gonna be like, did a maid pull up? Did my mom give me a maid? I'm sorry, a cleaning lady. Sorry. No les gusta cuando la llamas maid.
Oh.
I think you told me that, no? Housekeeper.
Housekeeper,
mija. All right,
house manager.
Oh man. I don't have anything to heat up for today. Do you?
I do not. I don't have any recalentado that is worth calentando.
No one's ever explained this to you, but your mom is so annoying, she doesn't even know it. You know it, you feel it, but your mom doesn't. Your mom doesn't see it because she can't see it, because she loves you too much to see that. She might be annoying to you. Being annoying is not really being annoying. It's really she's loving you. She's there for you. She's caring for you. She's thinking about you. You are your mom's life. Your mom lives for you. So she can't see when she's being annoying. She can't see when she's bothering you. She can't see when she's giving you that advice and it does annoy you and it does get you mad that you're angry, right? She can't see it. She's blinded by how much she cares about you, by how much she loves you, and she's never gonna stop. So maybe when you feel like she's being annoying, maybe when you feel like she's bothering you, maybe when you feel like she's telling you things that you don't want to hear, I want you to remember something. She can't see it. The only thing she can see is your potential, your truth, and who you can become. She's amazed by you. She believes in you, and she's got your back for life. Listen, take it.
Sorry, no lo siento.
Shout out to all the moms out there, because, oh, man, I love my mom. And I just saw that video, and I'm seeing her this weekend, so.
That's nice.
If you have a good relationship with your mom, just cherish it, really. Cherish that relationship. If you still have your mom alive, I know some people have, the different relationships with their mom based on past history, childhood. I get it. But you're here because of that person. Well, two people, but you're here because you passed through there. So regardless, it's still something that, I feel like at the end of the day, everyone does want a good relationship with their mom, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone else, and the people that don't, I think deep down that they still wish they did. And
yeah, I think there's some very rare instances where people don't have a relationship with their mother because maybe their mother wasn't the best person or isn't the best person. So I get that. It's a very small percentage, though. I think that a lot of your moms, there's no book on parenting. They try to do what's best,
but that's
to love you and stuff like that.
And then that's why I said I know sometimes I know people have their relations with their moms, depending on childhood and everything. So I get it. But at the end of the day, it's moms.
It is.
It's moms. It's mom. And at the end of the day, our parents are people as well. So we don't. I know sometimes we look at them like superheroes because they are our personal superheroes, and but they're people as well. And the older you get, you start realizing, their traumas, their issues, how they grew up. And I know it's not fair that they keep, passing it down, but, not everyone is able to identify it and act on it, change on it. That's why I think the younger generation, I think more of the younger generations, we're just more tapped in, to be honest. Because we're talking about, it's corny, but we talk about mental health and we talk about energy and all that stuff, but we're 20-year-olds talking about it. So a lot of 40-year-olds ain't still trying to hear about no energy. About 50-year-olds ain't trying to hear about no energy, about nothing new. They're still very stuck in their ways, and
exactly
20-year-olds already have this information. So even if they don't agree on it right now, by the time they're 30, 40, they might be like, oh yeah, I remember back in the day when I was seeing stuff like that, but I thought it was crazy. But we just have the information nowadays, so we lucky, y'all. Don't take it for granted.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of resources for sure.
But yeah, mija. Time to get into it. Today is what? Plática, what? What Plática is this? It's episode 25.
25.
Damn! A quarter of a century. 25 capítulos y pláticas. Okay, before we get the Plática started, because I think it's going to be a good one. I'm excited about this one. It's a lot of people's favorite topic, holiday in a way. Today's Plática is about Día De Los Muertos, and it's even special for me. It's more special for me this year because I actually have someone to honor, this year, and So it hits a little different. It hits a lot different, to be honest. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get into it, but let's get the vibes going, mija. I gotta get the people riled up. Let's go.
Oh, get them riled up.
Sorry, no lo siento. Come on, mi gente. Acomódense. Sorry, no lo siento. Sí, señor. Fire. I told myself I'm not adding no more songs to this playlist. So once I play all of them, then I'm going to give it out to the public.
Okay.
And then I'll start it over again.
Okay.
All right, let me see. Let me give him one more. Sorry, no lo siento. Acomódense. Ganen su cafecito. Gansito. Conchita. Su pan de muerto.
Su pan de muerto.
Yeah, get your pan de muerto con el cafecito. Shout out to Vegancita because she got it on deck. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hey. Hey. They ain't seen me out here, Nicole. DJ Cristobal X Mateo.
Hey.
Oh, y'all seen that right too? Fresh OP t-shirt. They feel me? Brand new.
Oh, brand new.
Brand new. Unreleased.
Unreleased.
If you're at work right now, si están trabajando, get up and dance real quick.
Dance in your cubicle.
If you're working at a warehouse, you better be blasting this on a speaker. Sorry, no lo siento. Through the warehouse speakers. If you're with your mom in the car going to school, tap into Sorry, no lo siento. Let them know where we at with it. Si estás en la casa, cocinando, limpiando, watch us en el YouTube. You can see us on there every Wednesday. Yeah, man. Oh, it's too good. I can't stop it.
Oh.
If you're on YouTube right now, you can't hear nothing on here right now.
Nope. They're like, what's going on?
Maybe soon they'll let us play music on YouTube.
Hopefully.
As of now, full experience, you gotta tap in at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, SoundCloud. Full experience is the audio experience. But we can have fun on YouTube. You can laugh at us.
Yeah, they're like,
Well, a few people have been telling me like, how come I can't hear the music when you're playing it on YouTube? Because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to listen to it. My mom told me the other day too. She goes, "Yeah, when I'm listening on YouTube, like it always goes quiet when you play the music." I'm like, "Cause you're not supposed to." She's like, "Well, where do I listen to it?" I'm like, "You see that little purple app on your phone that says podcast? Yeah, just subscribe."
Yeah, just subscribe.
Just subscribe, mom. Pues estamos aquí, mija. Feliz Día de los Muertos. All Souls Day. All Saints Day. Right?
Día de los Difuntos.
Día de los Difuntos. Okay, I want to start this episode off, this Plática off with history on Día de los Muertos, right? And now this is going to be pretty fun because I just learned about it myself. I have no idea about the history of nothing, like where it originated from, where the ofrenda stuff, where that came from, how it came about and all that. So we're going to get into it. If you guys don't already know, Día de los Muertos is a big... people refer to it as Mexican Halloween, and it's not, but that's how Americans kind of identify it as. But it's a big thing in the Latin culture and the Hispanic culture. And I know you guys seen people, paint their face with skeletons, a lot of vibrant colors, candles, lights, festivals. People certain places have festivals and parties for this. Like it's a big thing. It's a big celebration for us. It really is. So if you're not, part of our culture, it's fine. That's what we hear. That's what we're here to give you guys the plática and hopefully inspire something, or maybe y'all start applying it to you guys to your yearly celebration. I don't know. But I think we're gonna have some fun today. And then after we get to all the history, we can get into our personal views on it. We can get into how how it was with us growing up. Obviously, I want to touch on why it's just different for me this year. We're gonna talk about COCO. It's a big thing for us. So we here today is November 2nd. Today is Día de los Muertos. Actually, is it the 2nd today? The 1st or 2nd? What day we dropping? I don't know, but it's either the 1st or the 2nd. But it's Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday.
It's the 1st.
It's the 1st, okay.
Yeah.
So it starts on the 1st or it starts on the 2nd?
So some people start now. Like some people start, prior to the 1st. Like some people do it. Some people start like in October getting stuff ready. Getting ready, but the actual celebration day is the 1st and 2nd. Well, some say 31st, some say 1st, and some say 2nd, depending where you at, in the world. Yeah, and people keep like the ofrendas for a certain amount of time. I guess what I'm gonna ask you, do you know any history about this off the bat, just off the top of your head, or stuff that you already known? What do you know about the history of Día de los Muertos? So I know that it was like the ancient people of Mexico. So like a lot of people know about the Aztecs, but there were other native tribes like Nahua, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And they believed so a lot of people look at death as something horrible, but they kind of see it as celebration, remembrance, like the traveling of the soul. There's like this whole bigger picture, like it doesn't end. It's actually like they celebrate life. It's not death. So the afterlife continues. So that's what I know it as. And that's like the general knowledge that I have about it. And just like, the different types of ofrendas and... We'll get into... I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break all that down. So I'm going to get into the history, and then we'll get into like the symbolism. We'll get into even like... why even though the fashion is the way it is, like who inspired it. We're gonna talk about like Katrina, what originated all this stuff. So I really did my Googles for this episode because I was like, I don't want to come in here because I was thinking to myself, I don't know too much at all about this. So how am I even gonna keep a plática going at all? Because I don't have no background in this because we barely, honestly, like we'll get into it, but it wasn't until COCO where my family started implementing it, right? My mom known about it and stuff like that, but it was because my little brother obviously saw it in the movie. He wanted to start applying it. And even the first... I'll save it for when we get to the, our personal stuff, but that's why I didn't want to come in here just not knowing anything. So I'm like, let me just see where the history of all this comes, when it comes... the cool thing about knowing the history is that there's so many blends of, religion, uh indigenous
Yeah.
practice, religion, like all of that kind of like
That's what it
molded
is, though.
this.
That's what
Yeah.
this day is, because and the only reason it came over here was when the conquistadors came over here with their practices, and they kind of blended with the Catholic, religion.
Right.
It blended and stuff.
Mhm.
So basically, okay, let's get into the history, because this traces back to 3,000 years ago, and it's a blend of Mesoamerican, European religion, and Spanish culture. So yeah, like Nicole was saying, the Aztecs were, they believed in this, and the people of the Nahua, which is now Central America.
Right.
So that's where it was discovered first, and I believe they celebrated it in August. They would do it in the summer days. It wasn't until the Roman Catholic Church got involved and they moved it to November 1st and 2nd, just like they colonized everything. They
Change
they
it.
run with it. Yeah. So okay, so Dia de los Muertos, basically, the belief is that, the gates of heaven open up for 24 hours, right? And we welcome back the souls. And like Nicole said, it's not a celebration of death. It's really a celebration of, life and just honoring the people before us. And let me see, where do I want to go with this? Okay, so the Aztecs and the people of the, how do you pronounce it? Nahua?
I think it's Nahua.
Nahua?
Uh-huh.
They held a cynical view of the universe. So they saw death as as ever-present part of life. So like you said, they believe that they never died. But when they believe that when someone died, they traveled to the land of the dead, which was called as, I'm gonna pronounce it so wrong, Chikunamaklan. I'm sorry, but I'm butchering that. I'm not even gonna repeat that because I know I'm not gonna get it. But it basically was the land of the dead. That's what they believed, that when someone died, their soul traveled there, and it was hard 9 challenges to get to that land, and it usually took about 7 years. That's what they believed. And the final place was a resting place called Mikatlan. So they believe that was like their heaven, basically, where they reach there, and that's where they get to rest. So and then they're the ones that the people of the village of I keep butchering it, Nahua. They're the ones that started. They provided the water, food, and tools to the deceased, because as offering. They're the ones that would do it, and then that's how it transitioned to all the way here. But the only thing I couldn't find is like, but even then, like, why that? Like where's the belief of someone that is not present here no more, that obviously we know is, has transitioned? Why do you believe that they will come eat physical, like real food? Or is it just symbolic? Or you get me? Like, why would that become a thing? Because you're wasting food, really, right? And at that time, it was kind of probably harder to harvest, maybe. I'm just assuming. Maybe I'm wrong.
So this is my take on it. I know that in like the Aztecs and the other indigenous, smaller indigenous groups and other indigenous groups, obviously their offerings weren't the same as what they are today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably corn and water, and some other things. But I think that the purpose of the ofrenda is, this kind of like when you put, this is how I look at it, like when you put flowers for La Virgen.
Yeah.
That's just an example. You put flowers. It's like this is for you. And it's the same thing. Like, I want you to have this. And we could get into the offerings and food and things like that. But I think that it's just an energetic, like, this is for you.
It's like when we pour beer out for someone, or pour liquor out for someone.
Yeah, or you know how some people, when they go to the cemetery, I don't know if you've ever seen this, where they'll leave like a bottle open.
Yeah.
It's just like, here, I know you like this, and I'm leaving it for you.
I get that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder where that thought originated.
Where that thought process came from. Well, I know that the Aztecs, they were just very about, death to them is not how we feel about death, right? Mm-hmm. Because once a person dies, they believe, they've continued on their journey. And culturally, we see death as like, oh my gosh, they're gone. They're not with us.
We don't celebrate it.
Right. We're not like, oh my gosh, like, ya está en la gloria. She's, he or she is in heaven. They're in the next part of their journey. Like, we always see it as like this somber, that's it.
Yeah. I feel that. I feel that. Okay, so going back to the history, okay, Europe. Okay, we'll get to Europe. We'll get to Europe right now because, like I said, it was a mixture between Mesoamerican, Europe, and Spanish culture. So in Europe, Roman Catholic Church adapted it into celebrations, and it was originally celebrated in summer months, like I said, and then eventually they took they switched the days to celebrate All Saints Day and All Souls Day, which is November 1st and November 2nd. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to get into this because, right, you had written down that your Nicaragua, your country, celebrates Dia de los Difuntos on November 2nd, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they celebrate it on November 2nd.
Nicaragua is Central America, right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I figured because when I read what you had put, I had just seen that when I was reading it on online, and I seen that they had that you said that you celebrate the 2nd as well. But why Dia de los Difuntos? What's Difuntos? Souls? That mean souls or what?
Yeah, so Difunto, so they also call it All Souls Day,
right?
The commemoration of the faithful departed. So in Nicaragua, I know it as like a day of prayer. I know that people go to the cemetery and, they'll kind of, spruce up the cemetery, clean out the weeds, make it look nice. Mm-hmm. And people will go, and some people will have like little celebrations or sing, or they'll go and take a candle, or they might take something that the person liked. So, like a certain offering. But I know it as more of a like religious type thing. It feels more because Difuntos is deceased. So I think they look at it more as a religious type way of like, oh, vamos a rezar por esa persona. Oh, I remember them. I'm going to pray for them. And it's kind of more of like honoring, like we're going to honor this person that has passed, and kind of just like highlight the day. But it's very different than Dia de los Muertos and how it is in Mexico, because I don't think they paint I never have seen anything from Nicaragua where they paint their faces. I just know that people go, they pray, they light candles, they go to the cemetery, make sure everything looks nice, puts flowers there. So there's no like marigolds and sugar skulls and stuff like that.
So it's more like honoring instead of celebrating.
Yes, that's how I see it, as more of
because it sounds like it's more honoring. Like that sounds like you're more like it's prestige and we care for you guys, but obviously like we're using an excuse to turn up too, like like let's celebrate them. Like I swear, people find any reason to turn up. Like why not? Celebrate. People are dead. Let's celebrate. Turn up for them. You want to turn up? Stop. We're not turning up for them. We're turning up for you.
Right, and I could be wrong because I've only heard of Dia de los Difuntos being here in the States. I've never been in Nicaragua for that time.
Do you know how it is modern day though, or no?
I just know that it's still like some people do put offerings at the cemetery. I don't know if people actually do an altar per se at home. I feel like in Nicaragua, it's more like we go to the cemetery. We take it all there, which...
well, that kind of aligns with what the Europeans were doing, because that's the same thing. Because do you celebrate All Saints Day too, or just All Souls Day?
So I do my own thing.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm saying your people, your culture.
Oh, in Nicaragua, they do. It's Dia de los Difuntos is also known as like All Saints Day or All Souls Day. I'm sorry.
Well, November 1st is All Saints Day, and then November 2nd is All Souls Day. So All Saints Day is for the kids to honor all the dead, the deceased kids, and then the All Souls Day is to honor the the adults and the elderly people.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah.
I just thought it was all just one day. So I'm learning something
No,
right
I mean,
now.
but the European people did the same thing too. It says here that they would go to the grave sites of the people as well,
Right.
and they would leave wine and pan de spirit bread. They would leave spirit bread and wine. That was in Europe, and then that was on All Saints Day. So that on the first they would do that, and then on the second All Souls Day they would go to the graves with flowers and light candles.
Mhm.
So that makes sense. That aligns with your culture if it's Central America, because Mexico is not Central America.
No.
So that makes sense that you guys would just kind of go to celebrate. I mean, honor them where they're at instead of making it something grand. Because that's the same thing the Spanish people, the Europeans did.
Hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's interesting how regionally each place does it different, but I just feel that Mexico is just more,
They turned
like
it
I
up.
said, they just do.
So I'm saying, like, you don't know that if in Nicaragua today, modern day, you don't know if how do you say, if they applied the new traditions,
That I don't know.
or if they
I know
welcome the Mexico traditions. I mean,
that I'm not. I have no idea. And I do feel like people go to misa on those days, like they go to church
Yeah.
too as well.
I think the turn up usually starts after misa, no? To some people.
For some, I'm sure.
I mean,
they
here in
probably,
America, we're skipping misa. Let me know when the party's at. Let me know what time the party at.
right? But yeah.
And then basically in the 16th century is when the Spanish conquistadors brought the traditions to the U.S. Okay. So that was basically how, it became a thing back in the day. And none of the websites that I found got too specific on even like how the actual belief came about, though. It kind of just, this is where it originated from. This is the origin,
Right.
but it wasn't like even how did they come up with it? Where did they? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, I want to get into the ofrendas because I don't know if you know, they're inspired by the 4 elements.
Hmm.
You knew that?
Yes.
Damn. So I thought it was pretty dope because I've never obviously I look at ofrendas before. No, ofrendas are altars for those, we keep saying ofrenda. I always pronounce that wrong too. Ofrenda?
Ofrenda.
Ofrenda.
Uh-huh.
Ofrenda?
Yes.
Ofrenda. Okay, that's weird. I don't know why I kept saying like ofrenda.
Ofrenda.
That's way easier. Ofrenda. Yeah.
Ofrenda.
Yeah.
Yes. You got it.
Yeah, which is an altar. But yeah, seeing those growing up and always seeing them at the grocery stores when it's this time of the year, or seeing them, see people posting their altars on social media. I never really paid attention to what's really on there. I kind of was just like, oh, that looks pretty dope. It's a cool decoration. It looks nice. But I never sat just really examined it and said, oh wow, there's water, fire, the earth element. I never paid attention to none of that. So that was pretty fun, interesting fact. Did you know what each one symbolizes though?
So this is kind of because I do it, but in my own way. But I know that the flame is supposed to light the way.
Yep.
The water is for them to kind of quench their thirst, I
Yep.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
The earth one, that one throws me off because I know people put food,
Yeah.
but you could I have a regular altar throughout the year, so I have crystals, actual earth elements, so I never understood the earth one, honestly, but I know wind. So for me, I use feathers because I feel like that's an air flying type
That's
thing
cool.
to
Ooh, that's good.
pass through.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but the earth one, I'm always kind of maybe so that they can touch down or ground or be on the ground, but that's the one I don't fully comprehend.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're pretty spot on. The fires, the candles are to light to guide the spirits on their journey to us. Water is basically a lot of people have. I think you put water on yours as well. You always change out your water. So
I have water, yeah.
Pitchers of water are left to quench the thirst while traveling to the land to our land, to the living.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why Nicole, that's why it's real food. Now I remember. Now I forgot where I made the correlation. That's why. Because they're coming to the land of the living, so it has to be live
food.
Yeah, you get me. That's why we're not going to them. You know, we're not taking.
They're coming
food to
into
spirit.
our
yeah.
realm.
Mm-hmm. That's why.
Sense.
That's why it's
nice.
food. Yeah. So Earth, the Earth element is they didn't have crystals on there, but that's actually I think better than, because their Earth, what they had for Earth was food. That was the Earth element when the people leave food.
Yeah.
And then I guess the food is the traditional foods are prepared to help nourish the body. But I read that and then they listed off like pan de muerto. I'm like, that's not healthy.
So I usually put fruit on my altar.
Oh, okay.
Like a bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
Or like some, yeah. But,
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about pan de muerto. Cause I mean, I get it, but.
I mean, you could. I know people who cook, like who will cook and set a plate with like rice, beans.
That's dope.
Like everything, the beers cracked open, like everything's left.
That's
there,
dope.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and like some of the popular things that people leave on their altars as far as food, is pan de muerto, calabaza en tacha, which is candied pumpkins, calaveras, which is sugar skulls, tamales, atole, Mexican hot chocolate or hot chocolate. That's usually what people usually do. But like Nicole said, I mean, you could do whatever. You can make them a 5-course meal if you want. Yeah,
you can do whatever you'd like. I'm sure they would appreciate it.
You know what's messed up? I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because it's funny, but it's messed up too.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so at work, right? This year we lost one of our the main managers of the warehouse. I think he was on a motorcycle ride and what is that thing that Dr. Dre had? Amnesia.
An aneurysm.
Yeah, he had that happen while he was on his bike, and he made it to the hospital still, but he didn't make it out the hospital. You know, he died in the hospital, and he was very loved by like a lot of employees, right? So they made this little altar for him right there, kind of like when you're walking into the break room. It's like a little corner right here. Even people that are in the store, they can see it, right? It's not like exaggerated, but if you're walking if you walk into the restrooms, you'll see it, you know, by our break room. So, and then they have candles on it. They have like, you know, he used to be in the military, so he was in the Air Force, so they had like the planes, airplanes, motorcycles, a lot of his favorite stuff. You know, a lot of the sayings he used to say and things like that. And it's still there to this day. But a lot of times there people were leaving chips on it, right? They would leave like little bags of chips and stuff like that, cookies and things like that. I remember one time me and my coworker were walking to the break room. And they had the Fritos, and he tells someone like, "Yo, get the Fritos." And then I started laughing, and I'm like, "Bro, you messed up." He goes, "What? I took them last time." I said, "No, you didn't." He goes, "Bro, he ain't gonna need them." I'm like, "No."
Oh my gosh. Well, obviously on an altar, en el altar, you don't want to leave your ofrenda, your offering, for too long, because you don't want to leave anything moldy for the ancestors, you know, like, or expired.
I was dying. That was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Cause like he was like, I've been taking stuff from it every day, and I was like, oh man, bro, no. I was dying though. Me and him always cracking up though. Like yeah.
Oh my funny. Gosh. Oh wow.
Imagine you see chips and you take them.
Wow. All I could say is wow to that, because
I know. I was the same way, but it was funny though. I was like, bro, no. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but it's funny when the way people just don't care. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, he's not gonna eat them.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, man. Woo. Okay, so the last element is wind. And you said use a feather. I like that too. That wasn't listed on there, but what they said for wind was the papel picado.
Yeah. Which they hang.
Yeah, the stuff it's like the paper banner decorations, and I guess it said that it allows the souls to pass through the little openings and stuff like that. So
yeah,
all this stuff sounds cute. I ain't gonna lie. Who knows if it's real or not? I mean, I'm very into. I'm one of those. I'm a person that I believe in what you can't see. I believe in the other side. I'm all about that. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm just like, who knows, right?
I don't know. I love it. I think it's great.
You think it's great?
I love it. I think it's all real. And
You think they really be out here walking around?
I think that they're just.
You think it has to be that day though?
No, I think that for myself personally, I have an altar, and it's like every day. Just during this time, I do more. I'll get I'll put flowers, but I'll get like a really nice flower arrangement. Maybe here's some fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some, a little bit of liquor in the shot glass. Leave it out there.
You leave him liquor too?
Yeah, you can leave liquor.
No, let me find out you be taking the shots, Nicole.
No.
Just kidding.
No, actually, you want to know something? Once I left a shot of liquor, and it was just a shot, and I was like, okay, it's for the ancestors. And I know alcohol evaporates, but I didn't drink it. I was like, I'm gonna leave it there. And then like the next day, it was like way less for it to be normal evaporation. And I asked my boyfriend, I was like, did you?
I was just about to say that boy took it.
He doesn't even like mess with the altar or anything like that. He was like, no, like I did it. I was like, well, the ancestors must have been thirsty then.
Like, we want to take your water, but when you got the liquor, we there. Typical
like,
family.
Red wine, if we get a good red wine, I'll pour some and I'll put it on the altar. Like, I know you didn't drink wine, abuelita, but I don't know, maybe on the other side you like it.
It's funny. My grandma, she gave up coffee, right? Like a long time ago, because of she got sick or something, and she that was her prayer to God or whatever, whatever she believes in. She was just like, Dios, I'll stop drinking coffee. Si me salvas, if you get me out of this, da da da. And she stopped drinking coffee. And then when when they told her she was gonna go to the hospice and she was about to, died too from when she had COVID, and she didn't, and she beat it when she got out. Now she's drinking all the coffee. She's drinking all the coffee, and it's great. I just thought about that because you said maybe you like that on the other side. I'm like, my grandma was about to go to the other side, and she's probably like, I still have a chance to drink coffee on this side. Either that or my mom thinks that she forgot about that promise that she made to God. Maybe. Because she was always very strict on it. Like, she never slipped up on it. As soon as she got out the hospital for COVID, I think I know what it was. Now I think while she was in the hospital, they were giving her coffee. That's what it was, and that's why she started going crazy with coffee. Yeah. Yeah,
I leave coffee on the altar too sometimes, because both my grandmas loved coffee. So
abuelitas are always into coffee, huh?
Yeah.
Why is that an abuelita thing?
In the afternoon too, like
the first time. Go ahead.
Early afternoon coffee,
I'm like, what? Watching Rosa de Guadalupe or something.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went to Miami, right? The very first trip I went, I actually got picked up on my dad's friend because I landed a little bit earlier than my parents were gonna get down, and because they were driving down from South Carolina, so I get picked up by my dad's friend, and he takes me to his mom's house in Miami, right? Mm-hmm. And Cuban lady, right?
Oh, nice.
So but older, she's an elderly lady, and I get there, and as soon as I get there, she's like, ¿Quieres cafecito cubano? And I was just like, I never had it. I'm down. Fire. But it goes back to just, abuelitas and coffee. She was all about the coffee right away. And it's just so, grandmas are just elderly, like just grandmas, that vibe, right? Like, she doesn't even know me. This is the first time she meets me, and she's like, oh, mira, es tu casa, hazte como quieras, lay down the thing. And this is the first time I meet my dad's friends, the first time I meet her, so everyone's like new to me, right? I don't really know anybody. And I'm just a stranger's house, but super welcoming, super loving, was like, and usually Cubans have a bad rep, people always say they don't like Cubans or they get annoyed by Cubans, but There's annoying everybody, guys. Like, yeah. I hate when people just try to make one group be all the same. Like, nah. Everyone got people you don't like from every group.
Yeah. I don't understand that when people try to single out certain people. It's just like, we're all human, and some of us aren't the best.
But I guess stereotypes. Like if you have a similar encounter with the same type of person with the same group of people all the time, then you kind of form that opinion. Like, okay, well, this happened multiple times. Like, this is how they are, you know. Mm-hmm. But then you're gonna meet that one person one day where it's like, wow, you're different. You don't act like like that type of people. It's like, we're not all the same.
We're not.
Okay. So, going back to the history, Flor de Muerto. Marigolds. Orange and yellow date back to the Aztecs. And allegedly, it is said that the color and scent is said to lure spirits from their places of rest to their families.
Mm-hmm. I personally love the orange, or have used the orange ones. I don't know if I've ever used yellow ones. I think I've only used orange.
Those are the only flowers that I used? Those are the ones that they wear as crowns too, huh? Or no?
I think people make them into crowns. I use all flowers, but like roses, and I try to use the flowers that my abuelitas liked. But I will use marigolds when possible, because I feel like a lot of people buy them now.
What flowers do you use throughout the year? Like, do you buy special ones or different ones on the actual day of Dia de los Difuntos, or do you just use the same ones you use throughout the year, or do you use flowers?
So I buy flowers a lot. If I put flowers on the altar, it's usually roses. Like on their birthdays, I'll put flowers. Like the family, for my family members that I have on my altar, I'll put flowers like roses. My grandma loved lilies. My grandma loved all flowers. So did my abuelita Lucia. But on certain occasions, I will put an arrangement. For Dia de los Muertos or Dia de los Difuntos, I try to get an actual, and I'll go into that more on my like personal stuff, but I'll try to get an actual floral arrangement made.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. And
you spent a lot of money on this day, huh? Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
But you never used marigolds on the like.
I had never used marigolds before, but I'll tell you why.
Can you always buy marigolds like anytime throughout the year, or is they're only bring them out during this time of year and eat off everybody?
I think they harvest during this time.
Oh, that would make sense to why it's the flower they use. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, everything stems from something, right? Yeah. So that's why, like, yeah, they might. Cause I was gonna say, why do they believe that this flower is the one that the souls are allowed to pass by? But if it's the one that blossoms the most during this time, then okay, yeah, you attach a symbol to it, or a symbolism to it. Right. So that makes sense. Are you aware of who Jose Guadalupe Posada is?
He is the person who created the calavera.
La Catrina.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He created La Catrina in 1910 because of the political temperature during that time. And yeah, it was a political like statement type thing, because that's why it's dressed the way it is, like with the Europe. It kind of had like the European hat because it was everything that was going on with Europe, and I think 1910 was almost World War II. I think World War I was I'm bad. World War II was the 1950. Yeah, World War I was 1930, I believe.
1910.
So 20 years was a big war that happened. So I can see how the temperature was.
World War I was 1914 and 1918.
Oh, see? Yeah. So if it was 1910, then yeah, I can see how that could be created with all the turmoil going on. Mm-hmm. That's just spilling over. And basically, Catrina is a slang word for rich. It's an elegant skull. Yeah.
I love those designs. I love seeing those.
Yeah. And basically, now that we're on her, they described her as the queen of the Aztec underworld. That was her what they put, the label they put on her. But basically, that painting inspired the fashion that we have till this day. Mm-hmm. That's why the women, paint their faces and
long
long dresses. Yep, bright colors. The crown of flower. Yep. That's so wild, huh?
Yeah.
Like
I did not know that.
It's kind of like a Frida Kahlo in a way.
Right.
If anything, it might be her as deceased. Like the inspo, right? Because it has the same. Like she always wore those dresses as well, right? She always has stuff on her hair, like flowers in her hair. Or am I tripping? Am I tripping or not? She always wore vibrant colors. Every picture I see, she has vibrant colors on. And what year was she like? Was she in this simulation?
In the simulation, let's see, Frida.
Because I didn't know that she was like back in the day as well. I thought she was like in the 80s or something. Or is she?
1907 to
wow,
1954.
See? 07? It was created in 1910. Like, she was still a little girl, but nah, I couldn't have been. She couldn't. She probably got inspired by that as well.
Because I don't know why I keep thinking of in the movie Coco. Doesn't one of the characters have the flower crown?
Isn't it the one that got played by the musician?
Mm-hmm. That she sings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just get into Coco, mija, because Coco was so influential.
Yeah. Coco. Go ahead.
I think Coco, even it amplified the holiday. And it amplified it for the young generation. For the young kids, now like they're all into like my little brother got so into it after seeing Coco that he started making the altar every year. He was making altars when we had nobody to even really celebrate. You know, we never had a close death, so now obviously it makes sense to make one. But he had family members that we've never met on there. You know, that my grandma's siblings that we never even hugged or touched or nothing. You know,
but so that's still the line of ancestors.
It is, but to me, it don't hit the same because I don't have that relationship with them.
I get that, but from a spiritual perspective, when people are like, "Oh, I'm by myself" or "I'm alone," but it's like, think about all the people on the other side that even though they don't know you, they're part of your lineage, and that's like your spiritual squad. You know?
I guess I feel that, but I get what you mean. But
it's because
it's not
you
the
didn't
same.
have it's because you didn't have a relationship in this realm.
So it doesn't. Yeah, the emotional attachment isn't there. Like, yeah, you can think about it like spiritually, but it's not the same as like my dad is different. Like someone that like. Yeah, like I want to have him up in a big frame and have everything around him because I was part of you. I'm from you. And I get we all come from our ancestors, but I touched you. I experienced you. That's what it is. I experienced the person. So it's not the same when I don't experience you and we have a picture of you that have someone that you're my uncle just because they told me you're my uncle and then here's a picture. Like it's not the same to me, you know?
Yeah.
And then sometimes maybe what if it doesn't have to be family though? Like why can't I cherish a friend that might have made up pass away, right? Like are they not part of my spiritual squad? You know?
Oh, I have put friends out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like so just because your family doesn't that's how I look at it. Like it has to mean something. So I think that's why my brother was doing it, but I was like, I used to always kind of not clown him, but say like, look, why are you doing one? Like you don't even know anybody. But he just wanted to do it because he wanted to make one and you know, he wanted to make an ofrenda because of the movie, because it was becoming popular.
Think about the movie, though, when they're like, oh, when no one puts a picture of me, you know, they kind of lose. So your brother doing that in accordance with the movie, your brother putting a picture.
He's making them live longer.
It's just like connecting to them. But I know you don't see it that way. But.
No, I get what you mean, but like my brother ain't connected to nobody. My brother's just doing it because he wants to do an ofrenda, you know? And I need people that are dead so I can put up here and decorate it. That's how he's doing it. Sorry if you're listening and now you get mad, but and now he's a little bit older. Now he understands it more. Now he's like, okay, cool. Like this is part of our culture. This is part of us. Like let's really put people on here. Now we have a reason to put someone on there. At the same time my dad passed, we had lost an aunt that within a week my aunt had passed away too, you know? Our families were celebrating two deaths when they went to we went to their funeral, they went to our funeral within the same week, you know. So Now we could put her on there as well. And I'm all for putting dogs on there as well. You get me? So
Yeah.
So now my brother, like, it hits different. Like I said, it hits different when you actually had a relationship with the person. Because I mean, the two most prominent people on your ofrenda would be what, your abuelitas, right?
On my altar, you mean? Because ofrenda is offering.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, on your altar, right?
Yeah, it's both my grandmas.
Would that altar still hit the same, like, with them? I mean, if they were still present, would that altar still hit the same?
I always had an altar before they passed, though, but it was a different type of. It was more like, okay, this is like my meditation altar. This is my manifestation altar. This is where, like, that was my little area where I did my little candle work for myself.
And then now adding your grandmas to that, it means more, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take care of it more. You like you're just there present for it more. It's more of it means more to you now.
Yeah.
Then that's what I mean, right? Like, you can have people on that you never met, that's part of your family, but if you ain't never experienced this person, to me, it's not the same.
I have an aunt that passed away, and I don't have a picture of her, but she gave me these gold earrings when I was younger. And in the box, like, I just found this out like in the last year. In the box, she has, like, it's her handwriting, like, give this to Nicole, love your tia, blah, blah, blah. And so I have that.
But he still knew her, though.
I never met her in person.
But she wrote you a letter. Like, she still had you in thought. Like, regardless if it was a telepathic communication, like, she knew of you. She wrote to you. These are family
we talked
members.
On the phone,
these are family members that never knew that my dad had kids. You get me? That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
It don't hit the same. It's like it's so far out that it's like, okay, yeah, you're my grandma's sibling that you died when she was only 10 or something. Like, I just, you feel me?
Yeah.
But I get the spiritual army. I get our aunts. I get it's still bloodline. I get it. I get having the picture on there of people you never met also keeps them living, even just in some weird way. It keeps them living in this reality, because you're constantly walking by them. You're constantly seeing them. You're constantly, like, looking at a moment in time. So it means something for sure. But personally, I think that's why this year is gonna mean more to me.
For you, yeah.
And maybe next year I'll make one. I'll make an altar for my dad and stuff like that, But because this time just went by so fast this year. We didn't even do a Halloween episode really, but I guess this is our Halloween episode. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, we didn't do a Halloween episode. Wow. And this time just going by so quick. By the time you know, it was Thanksgiving, and yeah. But next year, yeah, I'm gonna go up more for this holiday. I know my brother is going crazy about it as well. I know he's already got it going over there where they're at in South Carolina. So, wow.
On COCO, how we were just talking about Frida. The character is Frida Kahlo.
What?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
I told you.
I was like, what?
I'm so aligned.
You're so aligned, yes.
I'm aligned. But no, COCO, going back to COCO, if you guys haven't seen COCO, probably one of the best Pixar movies. Easy.
It was so good.
It was so good.
I cried, but I'm a crier, so.
I've only seen it once, too. I need to watch it again.
Yeah, it's so good.
I only watched it in theaters.
So good. Such a great movie. And I also just think it was a great, for the culture, because, like, what movies that, everyone's trying to get a Pixar movie. Everyone wants to be in a Disney movie, but I think that represented, the culture really well. And introduced people outside of the culture to this way of looking at death and life.
Well, we finally felt as a culture, we finally felt like we have a movie of our own.
Yes.
Like, it felt so relatable. Down to how, like, the kid was with the abuela. Oh, and speaking of the abuela on COCO, it was just announced that she passed away. The woman that was inspired, the COCO character, she was inspired by, let me see what her name is. I wrote it down. Mama COCO right here. Let me see. Yeah, Maria Salud Ramirez Caballero. the inspiration behind Mama Coco and Pixar's Coco, has passed away at the age of 109.
Wow.
That's wild, yo. Right before Dia de los Muertos too. Like what? Like,
wow. That's.
The Coco movie has to do something. I haven't heard of anything yet, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to do something, like a special edition Coco or something like.
Yeah.
Like a re-release in the theaters or something, just because of this.
I would watch it. I hope they re-release it in.
I'd go watch it again. I haven't seen it.
I'd watch it
Since the first time. I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen that and I was like, wow, she really passed away. And she looks so identical like Mama Coco. It's so wild. Wow. Yeah. If you go on the outline, and there's a link right there and you can see her, but she's wow, damn, exactly like the Mama Coco. That's wild.
I want to see now. Let me look.
But it was so relatable to like the family structure in the movie, the way the grandma like,
oh
right?
My gosh. My heart. That movie made me cry.
Oh, it was so sad. And you know what was so dope about the movie, that it kind of had to do with the music industry too. That's why I really enjoyed it. It had to do with
that,
with stealing from an artist, taking their masters basically, and.
So good. If you look at it along those,
it wasn't even just the Dia de los Muertos like aspect of it. It was everything, like down to the music.
Yeah.
The music was fire. First of all, it was an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, I love that.
It was about the music industry. It was about family. It was about the dead. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. So, yeah, I thought Coco was a 10 out of 10. And then the next movie that kind of made me feel like that, but not all the way feel like the same as Coco, was Soul.
Yeah.
Soul was fire. Soul was amazing. I ain't gonna lie. And that's another one that had to do with like the other side, the afterlife, music.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, well now we can get into kind of like our personal views on it, the way growing up. Was it something that was incorporated your whole life growing up, Nicole? Your parents celebrated this? Did they do things on Dia de los Muertos or no?
No, I knew about Dia de los Difuntos. I knew that, and it was just like they would always talk about like, oh, so and so passed away, or this person, or.
I don't want to stop you or interrupt you, but when was the first time you heard Dia de los Muertos then?
I didn't hear about Dia de los Muertos until like. Maybe like after high school, I knew about it more. And
were you kind of like, what is that? Like, did you feel like it was like a play on what you guys celebrate or what?
No, I just figured it like every culture had their own, because I had, how I just like grew up around so many different people and cultures. So I've always seen how other cultures do things. So I was just like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But then once I started developing my spiritual practice, that's when I learned about altars and honoring the ancestors, not just on these days, but every day. If you want to, how you can make an altar in your home. And so as my spiritual practice evolved, so did my knowledge and awareness of Dia de los Muertos.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you start to look at death differently too, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what this year taught me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never experienced I never lost someone close to me until this year, but if it wasn't for conspiracy and like the prior 2 years and the way I grew spiritually and how I started looking at death different and a lot of things differently, I think I probably would have affected me more if I didn't.
Yeah, I think so. You wouldn't have all those perspectives and viewpoints and the knowledge.
Well, yeah, because I mean, after the death happened this year, you because you look at death differently, you don't get super depressed and sad, because at the end of the day, it's like, my dad wouldn't want this for me. Like, you have to honor this person. Like, how do I honor this person? By turning up, by celebrating, by working to where I want to get to. So, because I know they're watching and I know that they're still feeling it, they're still here. Yeah, I know that. So how do I honor that? And I can't do that by being in bed crying all day.
Right.
You know, and then also like life continues to go on, and just because someone dies, like it's so corny, but just perspective really just the way you look at something can really just change your whole mood, emotion, stuff like that. So yeah, like I get it. Like my dad, he transitioned. It is what it is. Like life keeps going. It's so corny, and sometimes people be like, yeah, but you still need to take time. And I get that, but okay. Don't tell me take time because I need all the time. I keep saying that I need all the time. There's no such thing as I need a year and then you go back into the real world. So that's like, but again, if you look at death from a perspective of like entitlement and you own this person and no, you can't leave me. You can't go before me. How can you leave? Nah, bro, you can't do that either. You can't because you don't make the call when someone goes. We don't decide that. We don't have really a decision for that. So, and the way, because I look at it like that, when I did my eulogy speech, right? All my family members came up to me after and were just like, wow, mijo, like you're strong. You're going to be the pillar of this family, blah, 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 this and that. Because I wasn't talking all that sad stuff. I was talking just like, yo, like, it sucks, but we gotta turn up now. Like everyone that's in this room experienced my dad in a positive way. And you all have the best of memories with them. Like, don't be sad. Don't cry. But I get it. I get it. He was part of our reality. But if I didn't have that knowledge about death or look at it that way, there would be no Siento Lo Siento right now.
It would be a whole different situation.
I'll probably be super ghost on social media. I'd probably just be, because if you think about it, I've been ghost on social media. The only time you see me is Siento Lo Siento content.
Yeah, for reals.
That's the only time you see me on social media when I repost something from Siento Lo Siento. Everything I post is a repost from Siento Lo Siento. I barely post myself, my thoughts, just pictures of me, food. I barely post. Ever since that happened, I did change in a lot of ways, and I would still be. I don't want to come back yet, but I have to do something. We're working towards something, and I maneuver. How do I go on social media but not really be on social media? Throw the content out. Because at least I'm still on social media. Every day you're seeing reels, you're seeing different takes and comments. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I did not tell you this. I did not put this on the outline, but I wanted to share some items. Everyone has their own thing about showing pictures of their altar. I personally like to keep that private, but I do have some items that I wanted to share that I would be okay making public.
Fire.
Okay. So, first item.
Nicole. Show and tell.
Yeah. So,
amethyst.
This was my grandmother's birthstone. I have an insane amount of amethyst in
fire.
my house. Yeah. I have a lot of amethyst. You wouldn't even believe how much amethyst I have. But yeah. So this is on my altar. I also have crystals on my altar. All different kinds that I find and I'm like, ooh, I love that. And also I personally charge all the crystals that I use in Reiki sessions. They sit on the altar, so they have their own blessing.
Wow.
Yeah, so a little tidbit. Okay, second thing. Hopefully it doesn't make noise, but I have a bell.
Oh wow. What is that for? What does that symbolize?
So sometimes when I'm praying or I like end prayer or light a candle, I like to ring the bell. Just, I don't know. I feel like, when you're in church and they ring the bell, I don't know what it is about the sound. It like breaks the silence.
Is that kind of like when people like feel like weird energy, they snap to like break everything up?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I do that. So the bell. Next item. Okay, so I have like a lot, but I have a lot of feathers.
And you stay finding feathers like on your door, your car. You always have feathers around you.
And so like now my boyfriend finds them. So this one he found and he brought it home for me.
That's a thick feather too.
Yeah.
Where's that from?
He found it on the golf course and he brings me feathers home and they're huge. Like, look at how big this is.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of bird is that? Has to be like a hawk or something.
No, I don't know. I have a hawk feather. I have an owl feather. I think this is a turkey feather.
Yeah, that has to be a big bird.
But yeah, so he'll find them and he'll be like, I have a surprise for you. And I'll be like, a feather. And
It's easy to surprise you. Get your bouquet of feathers.
right. And so here's another one. Like just he finds different ones.
Okay, so you showed us your earth element. This is your wind element.
Yes. Okay. So fire, obviously, I didn't bring a candle, but I usually have a candle.
Are they specific candles or no?
So I made candles. I ended up making
your altar is undefeated, yo.
I made them out of beeswax. I made a bunch of candles. I'm actually down to my last candle. So I'm going to make some more, but I made them out of beeswax. And this is another item, which remember how I told you I always had an altar before my grandmother's even passed away.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to show you this and you're going to be shocked.
A feather?
It's a feather and it has a
the hummingbird. That's dope. So
I've always had this.
Nicole, that's a freaking idea for a cover for your pod. You shouldn't have shown that.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's a hard idea.
And then there's like a butterfly there, which some people, I don't know. I had this for years. I don't even know what year this is from, but this is from Nicaragua. And
wow.
I also have another one which has an owl on it.
Uh-huh.
So this one is on the side of my abuelita Hilda, and then the owl one is on the side of my abuelita Lucia. My abuelita Lucia used to love owls.
Wow.
But I got them before they even passed, and I had them for years. And then I was like, so behind their pictures are these.
That has to mean something too. Like, I mean, I'm saying that because like you have a lot of intention on your altar, and having something from your motherland on the altar, like that's a different type of connection.
Yeah, so I have other little things. I have this little. So when I was little, I used to have this little stuffed animal. It's a little rabbit, and I have it on the altar too because when my grandma would take care of me, I always had that little rabbit. So it's something near and dear.
Yeah.
So I have holy water on the altar, which I didn't bring out, but because both of my grandmas were Catholic, I feel like I have to give them a little bit of their, religion and all that. I do have a Bible on the altar as well because they were both devout Catholics. I have a rosary that I made by hand on the altar. So yeah, that's like,
and knowing you probably like clean that whole altar once a week, huh?
I will take everything off, wipe it down, wipe every single crystal, every frame, put it back. Sometimes I rearrange it, and
every
it's really
week?
Not every week.
Once a month for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Knowing you,
because I'm like, oh, is it dusty?
I know. These crystals ain't glisten in the same way.
Yeah, but no, like the crystals that I use for my Reiki sessions, it's really interesting because my altar is set up in a certain way, and I didn't realize that I had set it up that way with the crystals.
Uh-huh.
But it's set up in a very like what crystals my grandma liked and what my other grandma liked, and when you look at it, the spectrum that it creates, it starts at like purple and ends at obsidian, which is a black crystal.
Uh-huh.
So it's like the spectrum goes across, but I never intentionally like meant to do that. So like the center of the altar where the water is, that's where all my green crystals are. So like heart chakra, which it was just like when I started learning, I was like, wow, I've been doing that. And then I just wanted to share that this is on the altar too, but it's this gold sheen obsidian.
That's hard.
Skull key that I really love.
That reminds me of that movie, Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it, and it was like super. I bought it this year, and I was like,
I could do stories with these.
I know. I'm like,
hey, close friends.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So, and I wasn't allowed to have skulls when I was little.
Good.
So
same. My mom was the same way.
But now I have calaveras everywhere. So
Yo, how come men can't get excited over little things like that? Like girls are so dope when girls get excited over like, oh my gosh, this picture came out so nice. And, you know, like you guys get happy for the smallest of things. Like, oh my gosh, you got me the fries this time. Like
Casey brought me some flowers, and I was like, "You brought me some flowers for no reason."
And then guys are just like, all right, cool. Like that's cool.
Okay.
There's no excitement.
None. I'll tell Casey, "Oh, I did. Oh, look what I made," and he'll be like, "Thanks, babe." Like, really?
When they get excited when it has to do like something that we really love.
Yeah, or sports. If I say something about sports, they're like, "What?"
Yeah. Like now for me, it's like, what, new mic? I got a new mic? Oh, that like what? Studio equipment? Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Like, babe, I'll pay for your mix. What?
What?
Babe, I just paid Mitch for the whole month. You good?
Yeah.
What? Get my attention real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I did this for you. Oh, that's cool, babe. Thank you. You're not gonna look at it? Yeah, I will. I did. No, you didn't. I did. What is it? Thanks, babe.
Yeah, that's literally how it goes.
Right now, you get excited for the keys. I'm like, how come men don't get excited over the littlest of things?
He brings me a feather. It doesn't matter how big it is. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Man, I'm telling you. Even just get a girl bag of chips. Oh my gosh, thank you. You thought about me today.
For reals. It's the little things.
It is, man. Shout out to you guys. You guys are great. That's an amazing attribute to have. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. Why do you think people think this is a Mexican Halloween?
I don't know, because people try to generalize everything and it's not. But I think that's just the easy answer. Like, oh, it's the Mexican Halloween. And it's like, okay. I think people who don't understand, who are genuinely uneducated, just make the assumption.
Do the Karens like Dia de los Muertos or nah?
No. I don't think they care.
You think so?
I don't know.
Can you gentrify Dia de los Muertos?
Look at all the calaveritas and the marigolds they're trying to sell. Don't they sell them at like Sam's Club or something? The marigolds, they had them in the huge, which I wanted to get one, but I didn't.
At Sam's Club? Yeah, see, once they hit them type of stores, they gentrify. They're trying to eat off that. Speaking of gentrified, right? This is up the street right here. They just opened up this fire new Stater Brothers, right? Like, they got everything in the Stater Brothers. I'm even like, yo, I'm here now all the time. They have a department. They have a department where they're chopping fresh fruit all day. They have a little section where they're doing sushi all day fresh. They have a section where you can buy all when you buy family dinners and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like the pasta,
like the ready to go meals.
Yeah, all that. They have a place where you can get tacos, burritos. They have a place where you can get like the ceviche and stuff like that. And I'm just like, this is a new type of Stater Brothers, right? But I walked in there and I was like, yo, this is so fire. Like down to the floor, right? It's like wood flooring and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is top of the line. But it was sad because, and the reason I'm talking about I'm bringing it up because they're gentrifying. Because right across the street is a Cardenas, right? A Cardenas. You guys have any? Do you have any of those or no? Do you have any of those up there or no?
Yeah.
We have a Cardenas across the street, and literally like a light down is El Super, right? So it's Mexican stores, but and usually Stater Brothers is Stater Brothers. It shouldn't affect those type of stores. But yo, tell me why they're selling pan dulce at the Stater Brothers. They're selling like mariscos. They're selling salsas, the rice, beans. They're selling everything that the Mexican store has. And when I walked in there and I saw that, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Cardenas. This is over for y'all. Like, it's over for you guys. And they have better sales in a Stater Brothers than they do at those type of stores. The sales are always better at at a Stater Brothers. So or like one of the bigger stores, like a Food for Less, one of the more popular ones. So I'm just like, I feel sorry for them because, I mean, the only reason you're going to go to a Cardenas now is for, like, tortillas, like stuff like that, like chips. And produce, honestly, I'm still gonna go for produce because I think Mexican stores always got better produce.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
I will say that for sure.
Mexican stores and the Asian stores.
They're just getting wiped out by larger companies, corporations, businesses.
It's sad. It's sad, but
I still go though. I'll drive all the way to South Sac to go get to La Esperanza in South Sacramento to go get my burrito de asada, super burrito, and my chicharrón de carne, mi salsa, my crema especial, and my big old cup of horchata.
Gee. That's a meal right there.
Is loyalty. I'll drive to like 20 minutes to go get it.
I feel you. And I guess they're like, because even when I walked into that store, the Stater Brothers, there's a bunch of Mexicans in there too, right? Like, it's like they're all gonna start going there now. And at the same time, it's like, it's a Mexican Stater Brothers though. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Because the people that in this community, like where the Stater Brothers at, it's all Mexicans here, right? Like it's all of us here. So no matter, they have to cater to us, right? So. Right. So and you go in there, you have all those Mexican workers. Yeah, it feels like you're walking into an El Super, you know. But it just sucks that it's not owned by the same person that owns carnitas and stuff like that, you know. It's owned by them people Kanye talking about.
Ouch. Hot take.
Man, RIP to Kanye. I'm just saying that now.
Oh my gosh.
Dia de los Muertos, why not?
Hi, Chris. What are we gonna do with you?
Yo, if they take him out on November 2nd, that's gonna be so funny. Not funny, but you know what I mean. Like, this fool will get taken off on Dia de los Muertos. We're gonna celebrate you, yay.
That's cold.
Yo, when Joe Budden plays a thing on his pod, guess who's going to jail? Guess who's going to jail? And it's Kanye.
Oh my gosh. I just finished watching that podcast today.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. He went a little bit, he didn't go too crazy on Ye, so.
Yeah, I think because there's.
I'll tell you how I feel.
You gotta tread lightly because you also don't want anything really associated to that as being banned.
I'm gonna tell you how I feel after we're done recording. I want to tell you why I feel Joe took the approach he took, because he played it safe, but I'll tell you why I feel like he did. Let's see what else we got on here. Do you dress up?
Huh?
Do you dress up for Dia de los Muertos?
No, I don't really dress up per se.
You never done the makeup with the crown?
Oh, I've done the makeup and stuff like that for like work.
Not a filter though, like actual makeup.
Yeah, actual makeup. I've done it.
What?
Yeah, like I painted my face and did the flower crown and the dress.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a Halloween costume or just?
No, it was a Halloween costume. Or it was like for like I was going to work and I was like, oh, this would be a good.
Like, I'm gonna show these people I'm his Latina.
I'm gonna show them. Plus, I just love anything with skulls. Like I said, I've always loved. So yeah, why not?
Why not, mija? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? So I mean, I think that's all I have on Dia de los Muertos, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else really. No,
I think we've covered most of what we wanted to cover regarding the history, which I didn't even know some of that. So
the history, I know that's what I was. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
not gonna lie, but yeah, that's all I have. I think I'm gonna get out of here. Transition out. Let's get ready for Palabra del Día, guys. Oh, hold on. We got Meme del Día, too. And Video del Día. Oh, we got a lot today. This hook's so fire. I love female vocals. Yes, sir. Let's get into... What do we have next? Let me see. Palabra? No, let's get into Meme del Día. Yeah, let's do Meme del Día.
Okay,
I'm with Meme del Día.
Del Día.
Okay. So this was pretty funny to me. We talked about this before, too. I think we talked about this in the cleaning episode. I forgot what episode we were where we touched on us keeping plastic bags in dishwashers. So it says Hispanics are the biggest recyclers of plastic bags. So when you see a turtle choking on a plastic bag, don't look at us all. Our bags are in a drawer under our sink.
And that's facts.
Sorry, no lo siento.
That's a Fendi fact, mija. That's a fact. Don't blame us. We got us everywhere under our and under the sink, under the kitchen sink, and drawers, dishwasher. We saving all the plastic bags, yo.
We're saving the rubber bands.
Sheesh. For real, right?
For real.
That's funny. All right. I got a second one for us, though. Second meme del día. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you don't get paid like a manager, then don't work like a manager. Relax.
Relax.
Relax. Relax. Relax. I hate when my managers too be like sometimes like, oh, we learn from you guys. Well, the pay don't reflect that. So no. How do you want this set up, sir? I'm not using my brain power because I don't get paid for my brain power. You guys get paid for your brain power. I get paid for my labor.
The more you know.
No, I just hate when people try to work like managers. It's like, bro, relax. If the managers don't care, why do you care? Why should we care? Right?
Doing the most.
We're doing the most. I get it. We all pride our job, but then when you but then you pride your job so much that you start being mad every day at work because no one else cares and you're the only one that cares. And at the end of the day, guess what, bro? That paycheck hitting every other Friday. No matter how much you put in, no matter how much work you do, I'm still getting paid the same amount and I'm doing way less and not stressing. Because I'm not a manager. I don't need to be stressing.
Yeah.
And you know what I've noticed? This is more of the older generation too.
Yeah.
At work, sure. I see it all the time. They taking 14-minute breaks. Like, yo, take 16, yo. They going back at 14 minutes. You feel me? Like, because it's all about, oh, I'm not going to finish. Well, that's not your problem if you don't finish. Like, you can only do so much. If you can't, they're going to have to send help. Or there's always tomorrow. Like,
there's always another shift.
2023, moving forward, we got to stop breaking our backs for these companies, yo. I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying do a mediocre job at it, but stop breaking your back over corporations, yo. Like, just don't do it. Like, stop stressing over things. Like, just go and do what you got to do, and that's it. They tell you
do your job function, and don't go outside of your job function.
Just to let them break your back, yo. That's it. Don't let them break your back. And I hate those people when you show them you could do something and you show them you're good at something and they take advantage of you. That's why sometimes don't even benefit you showing out at work because they see, oh, this person's good. Let's dump more work on them. I'm not a manager. Don't dump more work on me. Give me the least amount of work.
Yeah. Let me do what's in my job function, do my job accordingly. And if you want to do more, then get promoted.
When all these people that got hired that are below me, that have less seniority than me, when they start putting in more work than the older heads, then come talk to me and then I'll put more work in. But until y'all get them together, then don't get mad. The people that have been here forever, the ones the veterans in this game, you're good people. Don't get on us now because they suck. You know, don't do that. Don't do that because I'm not an employee that I speak up all the time.
Well,
no,
that's good.
I'm not doing that.
A lot of people don't speak up at work, and you should speak up.
Like, no.
Respectfully.
That today, my manager, she goes, "Oh, what time you're off?" I'm like 10, and she goes, "Oh, you still have some time, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, what you want me to do? But of course, as soon as they see you have some free time, they're gonna dump more work on you. So I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What do you want? And what do you want me to do?" "Oh, I need you to replace this person back there so they can, do this." And I'm just like, you have all these people with less seniority than me that are here that you can definitely have them do that. Like, that's something that I it sounds like it is entitlement, but as the employee that I am and the years that I've had, no, you have all these new heads here, all these seasonals that are about to start coming in, people that have been here a year that haven't put no work in, have no stripes. Get them to do it. I gotta go take my last break in 5 minutes and I'm going home. Like, no, I'm not doing it. So I told her no, and she was like, okay, blah blah blah. They don't trip on me, but nah, I'm not doing that. And then employers, they know who they can talk to a certain type of way too.
Who they can manipulate into doing.
I hate that too, Nicole. I hate when I hear like a manager talk to an employee a certain type of way, and then they see me, it's like, oh hey Chris, and it's like, because they know me, I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna no. But they be stepping all over the other people's toes, and I'm just like, you guys it's sad. Some people get micromanaged, like, oh, they actually time it when they go on their break and everything like that, and not I.
Nah.
Not I. I'm not a manager, yo. Relax. They be like, how come you don't know we had a new item? And I'm like, did y'all know? No. Then I don't know. What? No. No. So yeah, memes del día.
And those were the memes del día. Oh, we have 2 videos del día.
We do actually. Well, do we have 2? Cause I think one was. Let me see. Cause I think one is. Oh, we do have 2 videos del día. I forgot which one. I'm gonna do yours first.
Go ahead.
Let's get into video del día.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. All right, let me see. This is Nicole's video del día. I'm gonna do it on my phone though. Let me see.
Yes.
Nicole. Okay. Of course, this TikTok link.
Disney lied to you. I hate to break the news to you, but with Day of the Dead, Día De Los Muertos quickly approaching, I'm seeing a lot of misinformation about something that's so dear to me because I am Purépecha. This is something my family has celebrated throughout the years, through generations, going back so much. And I'd like to clarify a couple of things and just give you a couple of things that we do actually do.
She gonna ruin COCO for us, huh?
Debunk the first misinformation that's out there. These are our ancestors, and as you can see, none of them have a camera. They're not taking selfies. They don't have access to photos, right? Right. Okay. Here's another book, Day of the Dead. At home, people build small altars and added sweet rolls, cakes, beer, tequila, but nowhere on here, if you want to pause it and read it, does it say you absolutely have to have a photo. So if you see anybody on here on TikTok saying, oh, you have to have a picture on your altar, they're full of shit. Don't believe them. They don't know what they're talking about. You do not need a photo. It's the love, it's the memory that guides your ancestors back to you, your loved ones back to you. So the 5 items you do need on the altar is going to be fire, water, air, earth, and your offering, the ofrenda. So that's what the candles are for. The candles are to represent the fire. On your altar, you're going to always put a glass of water or some drink, tequila, beer, whatever you want, but it has to be some form of liquid. For your air, you're going to do an incense. Now you could use copal, You could use a regular incense. You could use palo alto or palo santo, or you could use sage. Whichever one of those you prefer, that's going to be your wind. And for earth is going to be the marigolds. Now, I don't have fresh marigolds where I live because it gets too cold, so I have to resort to these. These are plastic, but I always put some fresh flowers. I'll get like yellow roses or some yellow mums, something always to represent life, earth. And then, of course, the ofrenda. Whatever your loved one loved to eat. My grandma loved apples and popcorn, so I'll always put that on the altar. Now, for decorations, you don't have to run to Target or Walmart and buy all those fancy things. You know, you can make your own. Have fun. You know, that's the fun part about this, is that you get to go all out and decorate to your heart's desire. Here's my family.
Okay, so seeing that video confirmed that they already gentrified Dia de los Muertos. It's been gentrified because you don't need all the fancy nothing. And I understand things like that. Like, it's all about intention. It's all about what you put into it. You can literally just have a cloth and a few things on there. You don't have to have it look all nice and pretty. But because of social media, because people take pictures of it and they show it off, and we see COCO and we see movies, we go to grocery store, they have this mean old altar. We think that we have to go all out that way. And like she said, you don't have to go to Walmart and Target to buy decorations. You don't got to do all that.
It's about the intention.
So now who phony when it comes to the Dia de los Muertos then? Who's doing it for the look and who's really doing it? See, you're someone that I would say is doing it because you really celebrate it and you honor it and you honor your loved ones and your ancestors. But are people really honoring it, or are they finding a reason to do something fancy and put up on their social media and get a look?
I think some people treat it like, you know how people put like the Halloween decorations?
Yeah.
I think that's how some people just treat it.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, look.
Corny. But that she just confirmed, like, okay, it's been gentrified. They've been making money off this. It's been a thing. Festivals, parades, all that stuff. Now you can even buy like the mask. You don't have to buy face paint, really. You can just buy a mask. You can buy the dress. You can buy the crowns. I'm pretty sure if you go to Mexico or something, you're going to find a bunch of costumes and things during this time of year too. Like, it's just marketed to...
Right. I mean, they take everything and market it to make money. And
COCO, like, I think solidified that. Like, COCO made it to where, like, this is so mainstream now because it was such a big hit that now we can mass produce a lot of this stuff even more over here.
Yeah.
So that was a good one, though. That was a good one. And since we're talking about the dead and it's Dia de los Muertos, I have a video for us, and I just think it fits the theme of today.
Es que no se supera, se aprende a vivir sin él. Y me queda bien claro algo, que cuando perdemos un ser querido, nos lloramos más a nosotros mismos que a la persona que se fue. ¿Y sabes por qué? Nos lloramos más porque ya no la tenemos, porque ya no está con nosotros, por tantos recuerdos que tenemos de ella o de él. Es difícil dar ese paso, decir, ya estoy aprendiendo a vivir sin ella, sin él. Pero no es imposible. Yo siempre he dicho, hay que mandar o flores a la tumba o a la urna o flores al cielo. ¿Qué prefieres? Flores al cielo. ¿Cómo se envían flores al cielo? Enalteciendo su recuerdo, recordando los buenos momentos compartidos, haciendo esos actos que a ella o a él le enorgullecían tanto de nosotros. Las risas, reír. A veces reímos aunque el corazón quiere llorar, pero esas risas son flores al cielo para esa persona que amé tanto. ¿Se puede aprender a vivir sin esa persona? Sí, siempre y cuando tú lo decidas. Es un duelo. Y como alguien me dijo en alguna ocasión, la vida no tendría sentido si no existiera la muerte. Es el paso que todos vamos a dar. Es que no se supera.
A little Spanish video del día. But basically what I was saying earlier, like, you cannot honor these people. You have to keep going. You have to show up for them. That's the best way to honor someone.
Yeah. It's to smile and live and be happy even when you want to be sad, even when you want to cry. You know, the best way to honor them is to just go out and live.
And if you want to celebrate and honor them every week, you can. You don't have to do it once a year. It doesn't have to be during this time of the year, during the holiday. It doesn't have to be. So don't feel like you can only connect to people, during this time of the year, or on this day. Like, you can, any time of the year, you can connect with people.
Every day, yeah.
And, to each their own, but you don't always need an altar either, guys. It
doesn't need to be this crazy, like, big thing. It could be a little corner, could be on your nightstand.
Yeah, just celebrate, just honor people by doing what they want to see you do, man. There's no way you can love someone to death and just love them really, and they're gone, and then you don't do anything to honor them and celebrate them in this life. If you love them that much, you're going to show up for them because they can't show up for them no more. Like, you can still turn up. You can still make something of it. And it sucks sometimes how, like, death really puts a battery in a lot of people. And it puts that, it makes you want to go get it. And now you look at things differently. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks. But I guess that's a positive way of looking at it, right? To just be like, okay, like, after this happened, I changed a lot of my actions. I changed a lot of my discipline. I got on my discipline more. And...
yeah.
But just, yeah, man. If you really love people, show up for them. Because you can. You're still here. You can make something out of yourself. Create something in this world. And so they can live through you. They can experience it through you. Okay, mija. I think it's almost time to get out of here. But before we get out of here, you know the time.
I know what time it is. It's everyone's favorite time.
It's time for Palabra del Día. Es una palabra del día. Oh, that one cracked a little bit.
Ooh.
That was probably my worst one. Let me do it again.
One more time.
Es una palabra del día. Una palabra del día.
He was playing on that first one. He got to just give it to us on the second one, just all crispy.
That one cracked a little bit.
Wow.
That was embarrassing me, huh? All right, what we got today? You got the word today?
I have a fun little game. It's a really... Okay, so I'm going to say the word in English, and you're going to fire off in Spanish. Okay?
One word? How many words? Just one?
Nope. 7 words.
Okay.
We're firing. Okay, first word. Pumpkin.
Calabaza.
Skull.
Calavera.
Spiderweb.
Pass.
Okay. Offering.
Ofrenda.
Candle.
Vela.
Yes. Feather.
Ooh, feather is not a ala. Ala's wing. Pass.
Skeleton.
Oh, damn, this is a hard one. I know this. Skeletonio.
Yeah. Esqueleto. I'll give you that one because you're feather and spiderweb.
Spiderweb has to be something de araña, right? Yeah. How do you say web in Spanish though? Web. Tela de araña. No?
Yeah, telaraña.
Telaraña. Ah!
And, okay, feather.
Feather is...
Some people call it, I'll give you a clue. Some people call it a pen.
A pluma?
Yeah.
Damn. That one that's new to me. Telaraña clicked. That one clicked, yeah. That was good, actually. I like that. I always get excited when you add something to the show. When you add something new to it, like...
Yeah. I was like, fire.
Yeah, fire off. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Now I have to do with the theme of the show.
Yeah.
I like that, mija. Before this recording stops on us, I'm going to end this because we basically out of here, mija. I hope everyone enjoyed this Plática. La Plática de Día de los Muertos. Let me find something. Say something real quick, Nicole, before I find a song to get us out of here.
We hope that you enjoyed this Plática, you learned something, and however you choose to honor your ancestors, whatever it is, big or small, what really matters is your intention and that you do it with love. So I hope that you did something fun or just thinking about your ancestors and remembering them. And thank you as always for listening and supporting Sorry, No Lo Siento.
Yeah, muchas gracias a todos que están escuchando. You guys were with us on this audio journey for the last 2 hours. I appreciate everyone tapped in. Sorry, No Lo Siento every Tuesday. Video every Wednesday. Follow us on TikTok. IG still hating, even worse, but it's all good. Follow us on there as well. Follow us on Twitter. We're not active over there yet, but just follow us. Actually, it means more if you subscribe on your favorite platform. If you follow on YouTube, that means
Apple
a lot
Podcast.
more to me. Yep, all that. Every Tuesday, guys, we're here. New Pláticas every Tuesday for you guys. And we're just getting started. The year's about to end. We got some fun episodes for you guys coming up. And we're going to start the new year with a bang. And we have so much in store for you guys. So much that we're going to start doing, incorporating, and really get serious about it. Apply the discipline, because we say a lot, even to like little new ideas. We still haven't gone live.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we've discussed that 2023 we're really going to start implementing.
Yeah.
And I just want to ride this out and see how it goes. And I'm just happy of the way the show's forming. People are asking to be on the show a little bit more. And no, sorry. No lo siento.
No lo siento.
But yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. Happy birthday to me. I will see you guys next week and tell you all about my trip.
Hey. Hasta la próxima.
Que Dios me los bendiga, me los cuida. Los quiero con todo mi corazón. Obi, obi. Sorry, no lo siento. Bye.
Bye.
Obi, obi. Obi, obi. Obi, obi, obi.
Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Peace and blessings, family.
Sorry, no lo siento.